President Trump's repeated calls to nationalize elections is drawing swift resistance from Democratic-led states. For example, California's Secretary of State says they're ready to fight should the federal government attempt to assert control over the state's voting system. In Congress, U.S. lawmakers remain divided. For more, let's check in with Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales. Erik, is the division mostly along party lines?
Oh, you bet it is, Veronica. Good evening to you. Most Republicans agree something has to be done to have free and fair elections, they claim, in Democratic-led states, where they say that ballot harvesting is rampant. However, some, like Senate Majority Leader John Thune, well, he says he supports only U.S. citizens voting and showing identification at polling places, but he's not in favor of federalizing elections.
With respect to nationalizing elections, I think the president has clarified what he meant by that, and that is that he supports the SAVE Act.
The Save America Act would require a photo ID for all elections on top of registering to vote. The majority leader plans to bring it to the floor very soon. Other Republicans agree. They say far too much voter fraud is taking place.
The president is expressing his frustration about the problems we have in some of these blue states. Where election integrity is not always guaranteed. So we have to figure out solutions to that problem, and that's what I think the Save America Act will do.
Voter ID, one-day voting, get rid of these dang voting machines, because we know for a fact now that there's 10 or 12 of these blue states that had their in 2020 and 2024, their elections rigged.
The president's comments to nationalize elections come less than a week after the FBI searched an elections office in Fulton County, Georgia, which has long been a centerpiece of Trump's claims that his 2020 loss to Joe Biden was fraudulent. Democrats say the search and seizure of records was illegal.
Seizing these ballots down in Atlanta and having the director of national intelligence, who has no authority on domestic criminal matters, down there, and then calling the President of the United States to have him talk directly to the FBI agents on this case. That's against the law. That's just not done.
And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer accused President Trump of trying to eliminate Democrat voters.
It has nothing to do with protecting our elections and everything to do with federalizing voter suppression. The SAVE Act is nothing more than Jim Crow 2.0.
The Trump administration's Justice Department has amplified claims that undocumented immigrants have infiltrated U.S. elections and has even sued 2 states for its voter rolls. Now, Democrats ended up firing back with a blistering letter accusing the DOJ of running an unlawful intimidation and pressure campaign to centralize voter registration data nationwide. Some believe it's an issue that could wind up in the nation's highest court, the U.S. Supreme Court. At the Capitol, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.